Hello everyone, I am Dr. Nalini Bansal and today we'll discuss two important bacterial infections which are seen on histopathology. These are two common bacterial infections, actinomyces and nocardia, that are usually seen on histopathology, and both of these are usually seen in an immunocompromised patient. So let us see how how we should be able to diagnose them and how to differentiate the two. Now, this is from a nocardia and this is from an actinomyces. Now, as you could see here, these are abundant necrotic debris with scattered inflammatory cells, some polymorphs here and there. And in addition to these necrotic debris, we see some scattered bacilli which are being present within these debris. At times, you could also see some vague granulomatous inflammation, which are not definite for a granuloma, but yes, there could be some scattered epithelioid cells along with this inflammation. Now, as opposed to this actinomycosis, the colonies here are well organized, they are more dense, and the bacilli, as opposed to these, these are more loosely scattered, they are more concentrated and they form abnormal shapes and sizes like these, and at times they give an impression that this is a sundry appearance. That means the bacilli are being coming out from the aggregates of these basophilic structures. This is again from a nocardia, and on oil immersion lens, you could make out that within the debris, you could see that these are the thin filamentous structures which are being present within these necrotic debris, especially in a setting where the patient is immunocompromised and you're seeing infections from the lung or from any subcutaneous tissue infection, and you're finding a pathology like this. In addition to these debris, scattered occasional inflammatory and epithelioid cells, few filaments, you should start thinking on the lines of nocardia. It is not possible to differentiate them in the form of well-organized colonies, as I said, and they'll be loosely scattered filamentous structures within the debris. If you do a GMS stain, they will be lightly GMS positive. So is this a fungus? No, this is not a fungus. And actually the name is a misnomer because the nocardia mimics a fungus. So initially they were thought to be as mycotic colonies only, but later on it was found that these are gram-positive bacilli. So the GMS positivity, and there are some features which they share with the fungus, like their filaments, which we see here, they also show branching. Like we could see here, the filaments are branching. So this is some properties which is being shared by nocardia as well as by actinomycosis with the fungal colonies. So that is why they are often misdiagnosed as being mycotic colonies. So if you do a GMS stain, they will be lightly GMS positive, and they will also be gram stain positive. So these are gram positive bacilli. Then another important thing to get done in these cases is a modified AFB stain, and at times because of the mycolic acid in their wall, because they resemble the tubercular bacilli also, so these bacteria will also be modified AFB positive. So in a modified AFB, you use the decolorizing agent, that is 1% H2SO4 instead of the usual high agent of the decolorizing agent. So you do a modified AFB stain and they'll be beautifully red positive on the modified AFB. But is this always true to get that modified AFB positivity in nocardia? No, it is not always true. So at times you will get, if you are lucky, but even if it is absent and you are seeing this in an immunocompromised patient, you should raise a critical alert and you should aware your clinician of the same, that there are certain filamentous structures which could be nocardia, and these things should also be cultured. Now another view from the same, where you see these thin filamentous bacilli. So these are not the fungal hyphae that we see in fungal infection, because those fungal hyphae, as of a candida or others, they are generally 1 to 2 microns, but these filaments are very thin. They are like that of a bacilli. Now, another thing that we have discussed is the actinomycosis. So that was one fungal infection. The second one is the actinomyces. And grossly, these appearance of these actinomycotic colonies, they are yellowish white in color. So as we could make out here, and gross appearance of these colonies is also called sulfur granules. But this sulfur granules is a misnomer, because actually there is nothing to do with the sulfur in these actinomycotic colonies. And it is just the color of the nodules that we see scattered within the body organs. So they are being called as sulfur granules because the sulfur is also yellowish. And similarly, these colonies which are seen whenever there is a disruption of the pus. So if any mass of the actinomycotic colonies will be disrupted, there will be spillage of pus. And in addition, the pus is going to get deposited in various organs in the form of these granules. So sulfur granules is basically the gross appearance of the actinomyces. Now, second thing to understand here is actinomyces. So initially, they were the name mycosis has come because initially when they were discovered, they were initially thought to be a fungus. So that is why they are being called as actinomycosis. But later on, it was found that they are not fungus and they are also the bacilli. Now, this is again a section from the lung where we could see that this is respiratory bronchial epithelium. And then within the bronchial lumen, we see this huge mass of colonies, which are also showing these basophilic hues to their appearance. So they are all concentrated as opposed to the nocardia. They are not scattered. They are more aggregated, more lobular, and they assume a basophilic appearance when they come in clusters. Now, this is again another view of the actinomycotic colonies, which are like they are as if they are appearing in the form of a sun. So they are also called sun ray fungus because you see them emanating from these basophilic structures like the rays of the sun. So these are called sun ray appearance, and this is also a very classical feature of actinomyces. You do not require any further stains to confirm this, and the H&E in itself diagnostic. So this is being called as sun ray appearance, and these are all thin filamentous bacilli which are coming out of it. Again, another high power oil immersion view of the same, where you could see that these are thin bacilli which are emanating out from these aggregated basophilic structures. Now, if you do a PS stain and if you do a GMS stain, don't be masqueraded by this because both of these are going to be positive in case of actinomyces itself. So if you do a PS stain, they will be PS positive, and this does not mean that this is a fungus. Actually, they are all bacilli, and if you do a gram stain, they will be gram stain positive. So again, a GMS stain where the bacilli, in areas where the bacilli are concentrated, they are more densely black, and as opposed to the rays of sun which are coming out from these basophilic structure, they are lightly blackish stain. So these are two important bacilli that we see in immunocompromised patient, nocardia and actinomyces. Both of these are a critical call out, and if you find them in histology, you should aware your clinician that there are presence of these bacilli, and they should be cultured further. Thank you so much. Thank you for your patient hearing.